Animal Research Project. Alexander Gaston. March 1, 2017. Period. 6. Chordata, Fangtooth. Having a notochord, or a dorsal stiffening rod, as the chief internal skeletal support at some stage of their development. Most are vertebrates. All chordates have the notochord, are composed of gelatinous tissue, and bound by a tough membrane. All also have a post-anal tail, as well as having their blood contained in vessels. Fangtooth, role. The fangtooth is a secondary consumer. This means that they eat primary consumers, which are all herbivores. Fangtooth, habitat. The fangtooth is typically located in tropical and temperate regions. They live close to 16,000 feet below sea level, which is roughly 3 miles. The water is near freezing at that depth. It is one of the deepest living fish that has been discovered so far. Fangtooth, Autotroph or Heterotroph. The fangtooth is a heterotroph. This means that it has to obtain nutrients by consuming food from other organisms. Fangtooth, method of reproduction. The fangtooth reproduces by external fertilization. The males release their sperm into the open water at the same time as the females release their eggs. Fangtooth, classification. Kingdom, Animalia. Phylum, Chordata. Class, Echinopterygii. Order, Bryciformes. Family, Anoplogastridea. Genus, Anoplogaster. Cnidarian, jellyfish. Cnidarians are characterized by radially symmetric body plans. They lack internal organs, as well as a central nervous system. Most have tentacles and some have nematocysts, or stinging cells. Jellyfish, role. The jellyfish is a consumer. Jellyfish, habitat. Jellyfish live everywhere. They are found in very deep waters, as well as being found in shallow waters. Some are found in the cold, while others prefer the heat. Jellyfish, Autotroph or Heterotroph. Jellyfish are autotrophs. They consume the food around them instead of getting nourishment from the sun-like plants. Jellyfish, method of reproduction. Jellyfish produce sexually, but some asexual processes take place at some points before the new jellyfish are born. Jellyfish, classification. Kingdom, Animalia. Phylum, Cnidaria. Class, Scyphozoa. Order, Semistomata. Family, Ulmaridae. Genus, Aurelia. Species, Aurelia aurita. Tardigrada, Tardigrade. They are short and plump. The group is ancient with fossils from 530 million years ago. Have 4 pairs of legs. Each have about 5 claws. Tardigrade, role. The tardigrades are primary consumers, but they can live up to 30 years without eating and dry out to the point where they are 3% or less water. Tardigrade, habitat. They are aquatic animals, but they can be found almost everywhere in the world. They live on top of mountains. They can live in space. They live in the deepest part of the ocean. They can live in the hottest regions on Earth. They can live to temperatures of almost absolute zero. Tardigrade, Autotroph or Heterotroph. Tardigrades are heterotrophs, but can go a long time without eating if necessary. Tardigrade, method of reproduction. Tardigrades are both sexual and asexual. The females will leave up to 30 eggs and leave them in their shed mold. The male will come along and fertilize them. In some colonies it is reported that there are no males, so the females lay the eggs and they fertilize on their own. Tardigrade, Classification: Kingdom: Animalia. Phylum: Tardigrada. Class: Tardigrada. Order: Paracela. Family: Hypsibidae. Genus: Hypsibius. Species: Hypsibius dujardini. Echinodermata, sea urchin. They are marine-bottom dwelling invertebrates. Have external skeletons of calcareous plates. Skin typically has warty projections or spines, sometimes both. There is no head. The place containing the mouth is the oral surface. Sea urchin, roll. Sea urchins are consumers. They eat dead fish, but they mainly feed on algae. Sea urchin, habitat. They are typically found on the rocky ocean floor in both shallow and deep water. They are rarely found in colder areas. Commonly found inhabiting coral reefs. Sea urchin, Autotroph or Heterotroph. Sea urchins are heterotrophs because they eat things for nourishment. Sea urchin, method of reproduction. Sea urchins use external fertilization just like the fangtooth. Sea urchin, classification. Kingdom: Animalia. Phylum: Echinodermata. Class: Echinoidea. Fangtooth, jellyfish. The fangtooth live so deep in the ocean that they have little oxygen to breathe. They are thought to be able to go long periods without oxygen, but there is another theory that they use anaerobic metabolism when they have low oxygen. Jellyfish have such thin tissue that they can get most of the oxygen they need by diffusion, which means the blood enters the blood, then it circulates throughout the body of the jellyfish. Tardigrade, sea urchin. Just like the jellyfish, the tardigrade gets oxygen through diffusion. Sea urchins, on the other hand, have roughly 5 pairs of gills around their mouth. Some sea urchins do not have gills, so they use their tube feet.